Hey everyone. In this video, I want to share a tip with you that will help you if you're a people pleaser. And this tip is to work on becoming comfortable with people disliking you. This is like the main issue that many people pleasers have. They want to be liked by other people so much that the thought of someone disliking them is almost like catastrophic. It's almost like the world would be ending if people were to not like you. And there are a few reasons why this could be the case. You could be a bit insecure about yourself and your value. So if people don't like you, it makes you feel horrible about yourself and feel like you don't matter. But that's not true. It could be that you just really want to be accepted by other people to feel like you belong as well. But sometimes we make the mistake of realizing it's not worth belonging to some people, or should I say feeling like you belong around certain people. Because what's the point in trying to acquire that feeling with people who are actually not great? Like, there's no point in trying to be accepted by bad people. That's not helpful. If anything, it's good when bad people dislike you because you don't want them to like you. You don't want them to be in your life. So there are many situations where it's okay and even good for people to dislike you. And this is something you need to work on becoming comfortable with. One thing I often like to remind myself, because I'll be honest, in the past, I used to be a big people pleaser. I used to feel horrible when people didn't like me, especially if they told me to my face. Like, I actually had that happen in school a few times growing up where people would tell me to my face they didn't like me, and that like almost killed me. It was horrible because I was insecure and I thought that other people liking me meant that like I was good, I was validated, I was a decent person. But it doesn't mean any of that, because quite often those people who told me to my face they didn't like me were absolutely horrible kids. Like, these people sucked. They would not be anyone I'd want to surround myself with now as an adult. And even back then, it was foolish of me to try to become accepted by them, because they weren't great people. They were not. Like, these were utter, insecure, like a-hole type kids. So, if anything, it's probably a good thing they didn't like me, because it meant that I didn't spend as much time around them and they didn't spend as much time around me, which meant I was protected from their horrible influence. Like, if I had made friends with those people, God only knows how it would have turned out now, because they were not great influences on anyone around them, not even themselves. So this is something you need to remind yourself of more often when you find yourself falling into people-pleasing tendencies. There are many people out there who simply aren't worth being liked by. Like, they haven't worked on themselves enough. They're insecure, they're dealing with their own issues, or they could just straight up be a bad person. Like, some people are just bad. They had a horrible upbringing and their schooling and whatnot never really helped them, so they turn out bad people as adults. Like, that is a thing. I know there are a lot of people out there who like to believe like everyone is good at the core to some extent. I'm not sure I agree with that. There are bad people out there, and there's sometimes nothing you can do to try to fix them, to try to make them become better. So it's in your own interest to be able to recognize those people, to understand that they're lost causes, and stay the hell away from them. They're not going to contribute anything to your life. So it's not worth being liked by people like that. And that is an extreme example. Most people are not falling into that category, but there are still a lot of people who are just so insecure. They're at such a low level of self-growth, if they've even bothered to try to work on themselves at all, that their opinion just isn't that helpful. Like, if they like you, it doesn't really matter. Like, they're not going to contribute much to your life, nor should you try to make these relationships that are a bit transactional. But still, like, you want to surround yourself with people who are good influences on you, at least, like people who can help you create the life that you desire. And surrounding yourself with people who are insecure, aren't at high levels of self-growth and whatnot, they're not going to contribute all that much to your journey. I know it sounds kind of harsh or whatever, but it's just the truth of life. Like, these people probably aren't all that helpful to even have in your circle. So if they don't like you, that's okay. Like, are you losing anything with them not liking you? Probably not. Like, I know ever since I've started this journey of making these videos, well, one, it has kind of opened my eyes on some of the people who are in my life. They were more acquaintances than actual friends of mine, but it kind of showed their true colors, because some of them thought that me making videos on personal development to help others was stupid. I don't know what world you could live in where you think it's dumb to try to help other people make themselves become the best they can be. But hey, some people think that way. Like that's their level of self-growth. They're so low down that like they almost want to hold other people back. So this journey made me realize some people in my life fell into that category. And at first when I realized they didn't like what I was doing, and that they even ended up not liking me because of my reaction to them. Basically, I was telling them, I think what you're saying is stupid. I'm going to keep doing this. It's not cool of you to try to make other people go away from what they want just because you disagree with it. Yeah. But anyway, people like that, who cares if they like you? Seriously, who cares? I can tell you right now, not having those people in my life hasn't tripped me up at all. If anything, it's made my life better. So remind yourself of that when you catch yourself falling into people-pleasing tendencies. Not everyone is worth being liked by. And sometimes there can even be a situation where good people may not like you. And God only knows why that could be. Sometimes it's because we make mistakes, we fall into our emotions and may act in ways that aren't exactly great. And we even know this, right? And that can make a good person not like us, or it could reveal that we have more room for growth than we thought. And that happens. It's a part of life. But even in that situation, you shouldn't beat yourself up. You shouldn't catch yourself trying to win that person's favor back. Just move on. Understand that you have more growth to do and keep working on yourself. And maybe in the future, that person and you will reconnect and you'll have a better go of it this time because now you've worked on those things that may have pushed them away. So there just isn't any real point in trying to please everyone around you. Like it's dumb. So often people aren't worth being liked by because they just haven't worked on themselves. Or like I said, in a situation where they are good people and they end up not liking you, you can work on yourself, become better over time, reconnect with them, and things may be better in the future. So that's what you should focus on, right? Like that's the way to move forward, to focus on the things that are actually within your control, which is not caring what bad people think of you, and then just improving yourself to hopefully have better relationships with the good people out there. Like I can tell you right now, in the past, when I was driven by insecurities and whatnot, I did push away people who were actually good. And it sucked, and I recognized it as I got older that like, holy crap, that was not cool of me to behave in the ways that I did back then. And even at times I almost gave myself not enough credit. Like I almost view myself as being worse than I actually was. But I've reconnected with people from my past, and they realize that, the me from back then was just dealing with things. I wasn't at the level of self-growth I'm at now. So I have been able to reconnect with people from my past, and it's been a lot better. And actually I've found many times that now they're not quite at the level of growth that I want my friends to be at either. So it's just an interesting thing. But basically the whole point is focus on what you can control and stop trying to make everyone around you happy. Like it's not going to work, and it's not worth being liked by everyone around you because some people just their opinions aren't all that valuable. They have not put in the level of growth that would make them have a valuable opinion to share with you. So there you go. That's pretty much the gist of what I wanted to talk about in this video. It's just not helpful to fall into people-pleasing tendencies. I hope that this tip has been able to help you realize that, and I hope you'll be able to practice this. You just have to become comfortable with people not liking you. It's okay. It's part of life. It happens quite often. It doesn't even matter if people dislike you because, as I said, their opinions aren't very helpful. And then if you do end up getting disliked by a good person, just keep working on yourself. That's all you can do. You can't make that person like you. So just keep working on yourself, move forward. Maybe in the future you'll be able to reconnect with them. And if not, oh well, you'll hopefully find better people to surround yourself with anyway. But that's all I have for you guys. Truly hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Arrivederci!